Now we're gonna go to a classic, one that's very near and dear to my own heart. We have Halo Combat Evolved by X Tunguska. Take it away.
All right.
Hey guys.
All right, so this is Halo Combat Evolved. During this cutscene, we're just gonna talk about the game real quick and introduce ourselves. So it's a first-person shooter. Most of you have probably seen something of Halo. This is the first game, and it's the remastered version. So we've got remastered graphics, which we're actually going to use in some sections to speed up the game quite quickly. If my co-commentators would like to introduce themselves.
Yeah, I'm Thorix. I run a bunch of Halo games, Halo 1 included. And
Yeah, I'm Dubzo. I also run a bunch of Halo games categories. Not Combat Evolved Legendary. This game takes too much skill for me. So thankfully we got Tunguska here to do the running. Get started.
All right, if we're ready, let's play some Halo.
let's go. Time is gonna start right as he gets out of the cryo chamber here.
Yeah, Master Chief being woken from his sleep. Aliens on the spaceship.
Beautiful.
We're gonna sort them out.
All right, so this is the first mission. It's called the Pillar of Autumn. It's a spaceship, and the Covenant are attacking us. So we have to secure a package, which is called Cortana. It's the AI. So we're gonna pick her up from Captain Keyes, and after that, we're going to get the hell off the ship.
Plan is to escape.
And so, over the last year and a half or two, the route for this mission changed considerably. It used to just be a full path mission with like tight corridors and tough encounters. But halfway through the mission, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something entirely different.
Yeah, we now have a skip thanks to anniversary graphics, which, as opposed to the original game, lets you see textures out of bounds. Not normal in this game.
Yeah, so for a very long time, Pillar of Autumn had no out-of-bounds tricks. Very straightforward running and gunning level. Now we have access to an out-of-bounds section, which saves huge amounts of time, over 30 seconds, and skips a huge section of the level. We'll be utilizing a couple of tricks within the trick itself, the first of which will be a shield bump, but now we are trying to get grenades.
Yep.
And we've luckily got 4 plasma grenades. That's a good start.
Yeah.
Oh,
Really
I see
like
one
and
frag grenade as well.
yeah.
got a frag. Let's go.
One thing we should mention that's going to be happening all throughout the run is backpack reloading. It's a very basic combat trick, glitch, I guess, in this game, where if you press the reload button twice and then switch weapons, your weapon will keep reloading while you have it at the other weapon out. So that way you never have to be waiting on your weapon to reload. You can always be shooting.
Yeah, so the reload duration isn't slowed or anything, but it just occurs in the inventory.
Yeah, you get way more damage output.
We're using it consistently.
Wait for that thing. There we...
Plasma
Okay, they're all
grenades.
dead.
That's scary. There's a huge combat section coming up here. There's a stupid amount of enemies in a tight corridor. We're gonna have to kill them all because we're gonna be doing our first out of bounds here.
Hello.
Yeah.
The grenades are coming in massively handy right now.
I'd like some more, actually.
You got one?
Here we go. Don't die on the thingy.
All dead?
Clear. And now he's going to get in.
I'm gonna do this real quick. They're in the way.
Yeah. So he's trying to do an extremely precise lineup on the shield, and he needs to get the bodies out of the way so he can see where he's standing.
So, yeah, the energy shields are placed throughout the ship. We destroy them, and when they redeploy, they have the ability to push the player, in this case, all the way out of bounds. We'll now be taking a short path out of bounds.
Yeah, so this out of bounds section is actually extremely tricky, because in this game, ceilings, walls, they don't have collision on both sides, so you can only stand on like light fixtures and small wonky pieces of collision that you were never meant to stand on. So all of this movement is extremely precise and difficult. And he's getting into a very precise position here to do what's called a teleport. Now we don't really know exactly how this works, but essentially he's looking in a very precise angle and doing some thick perfect inputs. And he's got it first try.
Nice.
Very nice. Really good.
Yeah, we don't have a clue why teleports work, but they do, and we keep finding them. Oh,
Yeah,
certain players do.
you essentially get use this wonky piece of collision, sort of intersecting collision sometimes. Just walking into them at precise angles can teleport you, similarly to the shield bumps, certain distances. And he actually, after getting the teleport there, he has to do, like I said, a frame perfect jump, or tick perfect rather, 1 in 30, 1/30th of a second, I should say.
Yeah, that ensures we get to the position we need to get to.
Like some grenades.
We're now coming towards the end of the level. There's gonna be a few more enemies to kill before we do that.
Yeah, it's really nice to have grenades for this
I'm
ending.
gonna look for grenades.
We
There's
got one there.
You do get frags, so but plasma is way stronger against shielded enemies.
I need
so
to do it like this. Whoa, scary, scary, scary.
It'll be fine.
Maybe we get a checkpoint here. Game. Thank
Nice.
you.
Nice, nice.
Alright, so there's a bunch of enemies protecting the escape pod that we're trying to get on. We have to kill them all before the level ends.
So he's being extremely careful here because
All dead.
all
Into the escape
nice.
pod.
Very clean.
First level complete.
Nice.
Very clean, very tidy.
Very good.
Moving into Halo on Halo.
It's a very fun mission.
Yeah. He had to make sure to be extremely careful at the end there because in this game there's something called chain reactions. So if a grenade is lying on the floor and another grenade blows up next to it, it'll in turn chain react and blow up all nades next to it, and they'll do full damage.
Yeah, and speaking of grenades, we have the first grenade jump of the run. An absolute classic staple trick of the Halo franchise. Grenades, when they explode, they have a radius in which the player can be pushed backwards or in direction away from the grenade. We can use that with a well-timed jump to push us higher than what we can usually go. And that allows us to skip the big bridge there. We just get out section.
Yeah.
More up to
This actually doesn't save that much time in terms of walking, but on Legendary it's more about skipping a trigger. So normally there would be a ship coming in, there would be enemies here, but we skip the trigger that spawns them, so we can just walk right through.
And, now we're coming into first area. There's going to be one dropship with a couple of enemies. And once we kill them all, one of the Marines is going to talk to us, and that's going to set the next section of the game in motion. So I'm going to focus on this part, and maybe you guys want to explain
I'll let you focus.
what I'm going to do to the Marines.
Yeah, so in this section there's a wave fight with a few dropships coming in, and first he has to kill this first wave. That should start the wave fight. But before every dropship there's supposed to be a dialogue line from the Marines. Takes maybe 5 to 10 seconds depending on the ship. So we want to prevent that dialogue from happening, and it just so happens that if the Marines are dead, then they can't talk. So
We're going to be killing them.
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
And he's using grenades because they counts as accident kills, and it prevents them from getting mad at him, basically.
Yeah, prevents aggro. We need to kill all but one of the Marines here.
Oh, I was just able to kill
Just in
him.
time
Did I
before
get
the first dialogue.
Did I get aggro? Oh, no, okay, no aggro, no
Perfect,
aggro.
perfect. This is a very scary section.
This is the second of 5 dropships. We are hoping to only have to clear 4 of the dropships because 1 should hopefully be skipped. We'll get to that in a minute. Now we just want to clear this as quick as possible. Hopefully it's very low health right now.
So this next ship he has to clear extremely fast, and he's hopefully gonna hit some nice nade lineups and basically clear it instantly, or at least except for 1 or 2 enemies.
So we can't get too close to the ship immediately or it won't come down. So it's just waiting a little bit back here. We'll now move up to the perfect position to spawn kill these enemies with grenades as they fall off the ship. Don't expect them all to die, so clean up.
That looked
but
very
perfect
good, yeah.
nades. Perfect
Usually
nades.
there's 1 or 2 alive, but no, he just got everything.
We
Very
are
good.
on pace for drop skip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so drop skip is the name of the trick, which allows us to skip one of the dropships. We have to clear them fast, as spawn kills are important. So we're going to be trying to spawn kill again on this ship. If we do it quick enough, we will skip the next ship. So a couple of nades will be thrown here and attempt to spawn kill. First one goes straight up. Because we can't see the enemies on the other side, so we want to grenade them.
That might work. Looks good. Yeah.
Nice. So he's looking in the sky there to see if the 4th dropship is coming in. It isn't. Go straight to the 5th.
Yeah.
It's the final of the 5.
So, yeah, so not only do you save like 15 seconds or so, not having to clear that ship, it's also by far the most difficult ship to clear on Legendary. So it's just easier, safer, less chance of death, less chance of reverts.
Yeah, big relief when you get that trick.
I wonder if I killed everything back there, by the way. Might be one alive, but I don't know.
We'll see in a second, I guess. I think you did though.
Yeah, I think so too.
Where are you going? Stay here.
And we should, I guess, mention that you
Dialogue,
don't
nice.
actually have to do this fight, like many of you might know. You can just walk past this area, just walk to the rest of the mission. But for doing this fight, we get rewarded with a Warthog, which is way faster than walking, and it just makes it completely worth to do this fight. Even if you walk, you can't make it to the rest of the level fast enough for it to be worth it.
Yeah, so our good buddy Echo 419 constantly flying around in Pelicans, giving us stuff, dropping us off. Will now drop us off a Warthog, and we'll use that to progress to the next sections of the level.
Alright, so we got quite a bit of driving to do from here on out, so we can do some donations.
Excellent. We've got $20 from Lervin, who says, "Good luck, Tongue. Really excited to see you crush this run. You're a great runner and an even better dude. But as a tip, if anything goes wrong, remember to renegotiate."
Okay.
Legend.
All right.
Thanks, Nerf.
We've got $25 from Nevlin, who says, "When you first saw the Halo Combat Evolved legendary full game marathon route, were you blinded by its majesty?"
Dumbstruck?
Both of those donations were going towards the Clone Hero showcase of Through the Fire and the Flames. So that is sitting at just shy of $700 out of 1,000. You can also donate for that in the Step Mania game, following in our rhythm block section tomorrow. And believe me, once we get those two locked in, you might be thinking, what else have we got to donate towards? We've got more for you, so let's get those locked in nice and quickly, and then I'll show you exactly what we've got looking forward to tomorrow.
Through the Fire and the Flames.
So right there, he just did a what we call a Warthog fling, which is basically you just turn the Warthog with speed and exit at the same time, and the Warthog hits you and gives you some speed, and it flings. In that case, it flung him into a angled part of the wall and up to the button.
We now kill the Marine, which we're gonna need dead for the rest of the level. It's gonna be a common theme.
Yeah. So actually, killing Marines is a common theme of this level, but not getting aggro, like I briefly mentioned earlier, is really important, because on Legendary, obviously, Marines being mad at you, they'll just kill you. They're extremely annoying if they're angry. And for the longest time, we didn't really know exactly how aggro worked. I mean, we knew that nades and vehicle kills are accidents, but we didn't know exactly how it worked. Although recently, we have been able to figure it out. So basically, there's a globe or a counter in the game that counts up to 5, and when you kill a Marine, just out of combat normally with your gun, it counts up to 3, and if it gets up to 5, then they turn at you, then that number starts going down slowly after a while. But if you're in combat and you kill them, you only go up by 1, and
It's an accident. It
yeah,
happens.
it's an accident.
We're gonna have a few accidents.
Accidental combat kill. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Marine or nades and vehicle kills are also counted as accidents. So if that's in combat, that's 0, and out of combat, it's 1. So it's really important to get those accident kills, and even better if they're in combat.
So second water fling coming up. Skip these Marines.
Not the strongest fling, but it's good enough.
So this is the first of 3 areas where there's Marines that we're meant to be saving. It's quite slow to save them, so we're gonna save them.
Yeah, we're saving them. They're going on a great journey.
Yeah, then they're not dying to the Covenant today. That's all of them dead. So the mission considers the objective failed, but there's 2 other areas where we could go to and do it. So we get another chance. Nice. That Jackal can be really annoying. Jackals actually have extremely high DPS in this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're good.
we got out of there.
All right, we're going into the second area now. Actually, we should mention the first part of this mission was linear, and now there's 3 sections that we have to clear, and we can choose whichever order we want. We obviously choose the fastest order because the last area we go to only has 1 dropship of enemies coming down, and after that, like the mission's done. So that's the fastest. And this is the second part. There's a few Marines down there and a couple up there. Oh, nice!
Yeah.
They're already fighting. Let's go.
Perfect. Yeah, so we need to get them in combat, so the kills, like I said earlier, don't get that aggro counter up too much.
There's a whole group of Marines that are under the rocks right here, but they will get killed by the Covenant fairly easily. So we just
Yeah.
kill the ones that are up top.
Yeah, on the easy difficulty, you would go down there and kill the Marines manually because they're too strong. But legendary, Covenant do the job for us.
Yeah, the enemies are too strong instead. Pressing to the third and final area where the Marines are located. Like Tunguska said, this time we actually will keep them alive, as this has the fewest Covenant to kill.
Yeah. We have to save them in at least one area, I believe. Or at least do the objective. Full wave fight.
Get in the turret, guys. Good boys.
Marines will actually help us out in this section, get them in the turret of the Warthog. Doesn't do too much damage,
enough
but does stun enemies. Fair sniper ammo behind the rock.
Pretty fun combat section right here, just sitting on the top of the hill. Hopefully letting Marine take most of the aggro.
Good
and-
job, Jackal.
Yeah, yeah. Nice overcharged.
Traitor.
Bit of friendly fire there, accident.
Really clean snipes.
Yeah, really good.
Kill the enemies we can see, and then we'll drive down the hill.
Yeah, just one dropship coming in this area, and hopefully we'll be able to get some good nades and just one kill them instantly.
No,
I rarely do this strat. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Seems fine. Oh, okay, there's one alive. Marines got it.
Good job, Marines.
Marines are clutch.
You get to live. I like you.
Really solid Halo, really solid start here.
Yes, it's huge. Very clean. So now Echo 419, instead of coming to drop us a Warthog, she's gonna come pick us up. That will be Halo completed.
I might actually look back at this VOD. This might be PB.
LPV?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, sorry.
Oops.
You said you wouldn't kill them.
I forgot.
That's me.
Force of habit, force of habit.
So we're all happy right now, but now we're heading into the third level, Truth and Reconciliation. One of the hardest levels, not only in this game, but in the entire franchise, to be honest. It's non-stop action, combat tricks, it has everything, and it's very difficult.
Yeah. Not to mention lack of checkpoints, especially in this first area. If
Yeah.
you die, it's probably gonna be a big revert.
An unskippable cutscene here, there is quite a few of these in Halo Combat Evolved. Yeah, just gotta wait it out.
You can read a donation or two.
I sure can. I've got $25 from Nemo1993. It says, "Hi, Tongue Zuzga." Oh, I can't say that at all.
You can call me Goose.
Good luck in the run. Well, I mean, tongue is so much easier. But you know, when people write words, you say the words. I would like to see some epic grenade jumps. Greeting, Menno.
Thanks, Mano.
You will
We've
see
also got
one.
$20 from.
You will see
got
one later in
$20
this
from
level.
Who says? Oh,
You can read another donation.
Sorry.
man, we've got $20 from Sleek who says, "Let's go, Goose Sorks, Dubzo, Yav, David, and Kaz. Great to see you guys supporting Save the Children and representing the Halo community. Thank you so much, guys."
Thank you for the donations, guys. So, nice start. Cleared all these enemies out. We waited for them to come around to us here so that the enemies in this section were not alerted. Attempt to run our way through here, firing no
I killed
scopes
him.
along the way.
Yeah, so this area, this combat section is choreographed pretty well, and this went really good actually.
One last elite to get past, and then a couple of grunts around this corner. So we're coming up to a section which is, again, we could attempt to run through, firing no scopes as we have just done. But it's really scary, really risky, so instead we're going to be grabbing a thing called active camouflage. So in Halo Combat
Checkpoint.
Evolved,
Game, give me the checkpoint.
take out the elite, we'll play this safe. Active camouflage is found in these trees. Once we get that, we're a little bit more calm.
Got him.
So yeah,
Nice shot.
really clean. So we picked up the camouflage on the floor, that blue pyramid-shaped thing. That makes us invisible for quite a long period of time. It's really, really useful for the next section as well. We'll be silently killing all the enemies with melees, and they won't be able to see us.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting grunts.
Grunts to sleep in, and we are giving them a right hook.
Yeah, all these kills are one melee because it's a sneak kill. melee in the back. They don't know we're there. So one shot kill. Once there's one enemy or less alive, a dropship is gonna spawn in, and that'll be basically the start of a very difficult wave fight here.
8 waves will be dropped from the ship above us down this gravity lift. We'll be using grenades and snipes to attempt to spawn kill them as they drop. As soon as there's one enemy left in the wave, the next wave spawns. They come in nice and fast, so...
Yeah, the idea here is to use grenades, frag grenades to clear out all the smaller enemies, and then one snipe in the body of the elite. Should kill him, along with the frag.
Got some fresh grenades off the floor here.
They don't feel like dying.
Yeah, so it's really easy for this to get out of control. If one thing goes wrong, the enemies start fleeing, and everything just goes chaos. So,
Pretty chaotic.
yeah.
Marines will hopefully be helping us out, but they seem to be missing every shot.
Keeping up pretty well,
Marines.
despite some unlucky enemies.
I think just one more wave.
There should be, I think.
Yeah, they are. I'd be surprised if none of the Marines died.
Yeah. So optimally, we'd have none of all of the Marines alive, because then we wouldn't get a spawn of reinforcements.
What?
Oh,
He
the
teleport.
instant drop.
What
Yeah.
the heck?
I think that happens when the Marines
Oh,
are on the platform. It's fine.
so the last wave is 2 hunters.
So unfortunately, a Marine died there.
Come fight me.
We're probably gonna see some reinforcement here, unless.
So we'll just have to wait a little bit for these reinforcements before we can make our way up.
No,
Grappler.
we should be good. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I need plasmas though. Come on, let's go hunting. Any hits?
You have 0?
Zero plasma, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like at some point the game runs a cleanup script, so if you don't pick up anything,
It is technically possible to do without plasmas, but it's not. Don't want to.
we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
There's one there.
Oh, there's one.
Two.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Thank God. So we're going to do a huge trick here.
Exactly the amount I need.
Yeah.
So we're blowing up this Wraith.
I've got the long dialogue.
Yeah, so he's gonna wait here a bit just to be safe, because it is possible to basically get stuck here. So he's just being safe, waiting for the checkpoint here. But essentially, throws off the Wraith, the hitbox changes and goes inside him, and then does some teleport lineups. Hopefully get into the ceiling out of
Good
bounds.
spot.
Looking in specific positions,
no,
moving
that's
in
not the good
specific
spot.
ways.
Yeah, gonna have to revert. But that's fine. Got a checkpoint.
Attempt to get a
We tried
vertical
this as many times as we
teleport.
want.
Go. Nope.
Not quite. Might have to do that backup here, I guess.
Making use of anniversary graphics for these lineups.
Nice. Okay.
And now we are in the ceiling.
Landing is hard on this one.
Yeah. Not over yet. Still have some really tricky platforming to do.
Yeah.
Anniversary graphics help here. People actually used to do this blind on the original version of the game, but on this we have the anniversary graphics to make it a bit easier. Not by much, but it's still really easy to fall in.
As we mentioned earlier, yeah, you can fall straight through ceilings. So he's walking on the very thin edges right now. We can't see, but we know where they are. Having to skip quite a large section of the game right now.
Checkpoint maybe?
Gonna come
And
down
that's
here.
yeah, that's good.
Nice.
You got it.
Awesome.
Belly skip. Huge relief. So, coming up, we saw the active camouflage earlier. That's one of 2 pieces of custom power-ups that spawn on the floor in Halo Combat Evolved. The second is an overshield. When we grab overshield, it gives us 2 extra layers to our shields. Upon picking it up, we have a brief period of invincibility, which is approximately 5 seconds, during which we can throw a ton of grenades at ourselves and take no damage. And we can use it to our advantage. We can combine multiple nades to do a mega grenade jump.
mega boost.
Or the grenade stack. We'll be attempting the first of these right now. So you see the overshield, the red box there. Three
Yeah, so
grenades, takes no damage.
Grenades will only start blowing up once they hit the floor, so bounce them in lineups.
Yeah, we throw the grenades so they all explode at the exact same time, and that gives us a large boost. Very clean.
Coming up on some combat sections right here, just run and gun through these hallways. Gotta clear out this entire bridge section, and we'll be coming up back here later as well.
So yeah, that grenade stack saves a huge amount of time.
There's the Goldie.
Yeah, not only does that grenade stack skip like 2 floors, like 2 minutes, probably like 2 minutes of walking through corridors. It also skips a trigger that closes the hangar door, and we'll talk more about that later, but it'll save even more time.
Yeah. Now we're just running and gunning our way down the corridors. We're making our way to a prison section where Captain Keyes is currently locked up. Hope to save him from the Covenant. Have to escort him to safety. He's not very good at getting to safety, but
Yeah.
we'll see how he behaves today.
Yeah, technically you could actually leave these enemies alive. You saw Tunguska was like kind of backing back, or like going back, making sure everything was dead, because we are going back through here, and it's really rough if you have enemies alive still. Gotta make sure everything's dead.
Some invisible elites here, as well as us being able to pick up active camouflage. Enemies can be active camouflaged. Look them up nicely though.
Pretty clean clear there.
Once everything's dead in here, we hit the button and we can free Captain Keyes from his cell, along with some other Marines.
Make sure to get some ammo here as well before the cutscene.
If the game lets us.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sometimes you get the cutscene a bit early, or I'm not sure if...
I think it's the doors opening in random order or something.
Yeah.
So now we're going to escort the Marines and Captain Keyes to safety. They'll be following us along the way. If Captain Keyes dies at any point during this, we'll be reverting back. He cannot die. Unfortunately for us, he and the other Marines like to throw grenades. And if they fall under the captain, he will die. So let's hope they behave today.
Yeah, so I mentioned earlier that we skipped the hangar door closing. Oh, interesting.
Very interesting. It's fine.
Deloaded.
Yeah, so that actually ties into the way the script for this mission works. So basically, for the level to end, 3 conditions need to be met, and then the level will end. One is the hangar door being open, and normally you're supposed to do that by going back all the way and then opening it, but since it never closed in the first place, it's still open, so the condition is met. The second is clearing this next room, I believe, and there's just 3 elites, it's pretty quick. And the third is some dialogue.
Oh, they're close.
Oh, yeah. Third is some dialogue being complete, but Tunguska actually made the Marines angry at them, and when they're busy being in combat, they won't speak. So that gets skipped too, and we met all 3 conditions, and the level ends.
Awesome.
Huge. Really quick TNR.
Alright.
PB pace.
This is an amazing level. It's a great sandbox. We're not going to see much of it. What we are going to see is a 30-second cutscene and a beach walk. So feel free to read some donations.
That I can do. We've got quite a few in. So we've got $50 from your firstborn who's put that towards the opponent name for the Red Dead Redemption horse tomorrow, saying, "Speedrunners, thank you for being you." We've also got $20 from Frag, who says, "Thanks for entertaining us for a good cause. I love speedruns, love ESA, love you guys." That's going towards Through the Fire and the Flames Clone Hero. We've got $20 from Nervy, who says, "The goose is loose."
Nice.
And we've also got, this is changing. We've got, it's from Pillar of Autumn, my personal favorite UNSC ship, who's donated probably about 5 or 6 times. So I'll give you a few, and then we'll get a taste of some of the others after. The first is, "It's me, John Bungie. Thank you for playing my video game. I worked really hard on it." And then, "Halo is a fantastic game, definitely one of the greatest of all time. I love seeing runs in a big stage like ESA." And then, "Good luck, Master Chief."
Thank you, John Bungie.
Thank you so much indeed. And those are going to be a range of Through the Fire and the Flames between Stepmania and, of course, Clone Hero. Thank you very much.
At the end of our walk here, we'll be grabbing a warthog. So there was a big fight that was going on at the start. We decided to not go to that. Instead of going to the other side of the island, where we are attempting to get to the cartographer. On the way down, the Covenant will lock a door and prevent us from going, at which point we're supposed to go to the other side of the island to be able to unlock the door. But locked doors won't stop us, because we've got a Warthog, and we can fling.
There's quite a few doors in this game that are suggestions. We like to ignore them.
Yeah, so taking the Warthog into where it's not supposed to be, common trend in Halo speedruns. And this door is gonna close
Nice checkpoint.
once we get close enough. But if we do a quick fling, get in before. Nice.
The door's locked behind us, but we don't care. Shooting
drop
here
down.
to prevent a cutscene from playing, and we're going to be dropping down, landing perfectly on the corner, to which take no
Very
damage. Usually you would take full damage, and again, crouching on the landing there to take reduced damage.
All right, we need to go back up, right?
Yeah.
We
So
see an
taking the
overshield.
stairs, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay.
So we got a huge, huge grenade stack incoming. Multiple grenades going to be thrown here at
Come on,
specific
game. Let me
spots,
throw the grenades.
including one onto our own leg. Jump.
Oh, first
and
try. Really nice.
so clean.
Really nice.
So all of those grenades have to land and explode at the same time in order to push us vertically upwards like that, and just clean. Well done.
This can be tough. These guys are... Okay, easy.
Kept a lot of overfield, so this should be fine.
These guys can really give you trouble if they disperse, but that went fine.
Yeah, so that's pretty much the entire level, by the way.
Yeah.
You're supposed to go around so many different places, go down so many
Yeah.
stairs and corridors.
When
We
I,
just skip all of it.
when I explored the entire island, this entire building is huge, but we dropped all the way to the bottom and then we launched all the way back up to the top, so lots when we skipped, lots of minutes saved.
Just making sure not to die here.
Oh, hello. I thought you were still there.
Pop him. Nice.
Safe.
So now we are going to get picked up again by Co-419. She'll be arriving outside. Covenant were cheeky here, and they knew that we were coming out. So they've set up a few invisible elites waiting for us. We have a Warthog. Gonna drive straight through them.
Whoops.
These are the enemies from before. The game realizes they're not meant to be there, so it deloads them. Kills them. And the camouflaged elites are...
Yeah,
left
so we're
behind.
basically on a timer here, just waiting for the Pelican, so we can mess around a bit. Get the overshield for safety.
Have a overshield down on the beach. Showing a view of the Halo ring, which is what we are currently at. Alright, drop pod landed in the second level.
Wait, you just say Halo Ring? That's that what the game is?
Guess so, dude. I thought it was named after John, but
Yeah.
getting the Pelican. Hopefully don't die here.
Really, this run is really nice so
This
far.
is going well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, don't. Oh no, here we go.
Sorry, I haven't said anything.
Yes. Another unskippable cutscene here as we head into Assault on the Control Room, which is a huge level and so many enemies, but we're not going to see very many of them today.
So there's this mission casually is like 30 to 45 minutes, and it's got a lot of big sandbox encounters, vehicles, open areas, everything. But we're just gonna fly through most of that because once you go outside, there's a bridge, and if you cross the bridge and go down, there's a trigger that basically enables all enemies, all enemies to be spawned. But if you skip that trigger, that doesn't happen.
With no enemies for the majority of this level. There is right now. We got to get outside first. Running
Some
and gunning.
well-placed grenades here. Should take out most of the enemies.
Where's my pistol?
Yeah, you dropped it in the...
Okay, I'm gonna do the nervy stuff. Try it with the plasma pistol.
Right. Well, it is faster, technically, so...
I've never done it.
Okay, we'll see
Oh
how
wait,
this goes.
I don't think I've ever done this with the plasma pistol, but it should be fine.
Yeah, this... Yeah. Okay.
Like this? Maybe?
It looks okay, maybe?
So we're standing in a
We gotta
specific
check
spot
the
here.
Yeah.
We're baiting a Banshee, and now with some well-timed inputs, we can manipulate where the Banshee goes. And
Nice. First try.
when the Banshee hits
Never
the
did
wall...
that. I've never done that before.
You're making me nervous,
Yeah.
man. Stop.
That's
Very clean.
That's a good demonstration of the way this game's AI works. It's completely deterministic. You do the same thing. Well, the Banshee spawns in the same place. You do the exact same thing. Same thing will happen every single time.
So there's quite a bit of flying from here on out. I'll mention that at some point you'll see me start shooting the Banshee constantly. That's to delay a checkpoint. But from here on out, it's like 2 minutes of flying. So if you've got any announcements, go ahead.
Yeah, can I just say one thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
You may be wondering why that made the Banshee, like the elite go out of the Banshee, because like there's no boarding in this game, so it's actually a kind of a weird mechanic in this game where if you're up against the wall and looking straight up in the Banshee, the game will just straight up eject you, and it works for enemies as well.
Yeah, so we manipulate the Banshee into a position where he will fly vertically into a wall and be ejected, and we can take the Banshee.
And we'll see some more use of that later. But donations, if you haven't.
Amazing. Right, we've got a couple of donations from Donglemans in. So we've got $10. It says, "We love you, Tomuzga. Greetings from the Netherlands." And then our Pillar of Autumn is now transformed into 343 Guilty Spark. So we've got $5 with no comment, and then another $5 with true quality here. Let's reach for the stars with these donations. I have infinite love and respect for everyone raising money for Save the Children. I can't figure out any more Halo puns, so you just have those two. and that's what we've got. And then we've got $10 from Rowan. He says, "Go to Muska."
Thanks for the donations, everybody. You're supporting a great cause.
We'll keep on shooting here. We're flying through these huge canyons where we would be progressing through enemies. Wouldn't be in a Banshee at this point. Be on the ground.
Alright, so the reason why we're delaying this checkpoint is we're going to do a trick coming up, and if it fails, you get the checkpoint rather close, so this is just for safety.
So
we're going to take... Okay. Go open,
yeah.
thank you.
Taking the Banshee inside, it's obviously not meant to be here, but we can wiggle our way through. And now we're going to be using the Banshee to perform a teleport. Teleports that we've seen throughout this run. This was the first kind of teleport that was actively put into the run.
Yeah.
Parking in a specific spot.
This is really precise, by the way. So, taking his time to line this up. And normally, Tunguska would do this with the pistol reticle, so...
Gotta look at the center, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice! I can't... You're stressing me out.
Sorry.
Alright.
Okay.
One more.
Yeah, so some melees and some movement, and the Banshee will pressure us into a teleport. We'll teleport through that huge structure. Come out the other side, and there's a Banshee waiting conveniently for us yet again. And yet again, we'll use it to teleport. In this case, we're teleporting all the way to the end of the level, which is a button on the inside at the control room itself. Again, there's no enemies here. We haven't hit that trigger right at the start, so...
Yeah. We should mention also, on most levels, this sort of sequence break wouldn't work, but it just so happens that the way this level is scripted, I'll be quiet. Okay.
Right. There we
nice,
go.
Nice, very good. So it just so happens that the way this level is scripted, the end level trigger is just tied to that button. And the button is always there, so we get to that button, hit it, the level just ends. Whereas most other levels, the ending level trigger will depend on other things that we have to do previously in the level. So we can't just go to the end. Even though that's fairly easy to do on most maps, it just doesn't work.
One of the later missions in this game is the backtracking version of what we just did, the snow level. That one is completely daisy-chained, but we'll get to that once we get there.
Yeah, exact opposite.
yeah,
There's so
exact
many
opposite.
triggers to hit before we can get to the end of the level. We'll get to that. For right now, we're on 343 Guilty Spark, spooky level, Boggy Swamp.
Shrek memes.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is kind of my favorite mission.
That's a good one, yeah.
Rock boss, beat it.
Jumps, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, rocks are really slippery in this game. There's a couple of sections where you have to jump from a rock onto something else, and you can just slide off really easy.
Yeah, I mean, just jumping and moving around in general, quite wonky. At least compared to other Halo games, it's very different. So,
Yeah.
just doing simple jumps can be difficult sometimes.
See the Covenant running away from the structure. We're not too sure why.
They
We're
seem
gonna go
scared.
inside anyway. Down this deep, dark elevator. Why not?
Throwing a grenade there. Again, this is to delay a checkpoint. or a difficult trick coming up here. So we're gonna be running up to the left here because there is some missing wall collision on one of the sides of the lamp here. So getting a checkpoint first, just for safety.
Doing a grenade jump, pushing ourselves up into the lamp.
So precise timing to get the exact right height, and now he's in the floor, doing a crouch hop, and then one last jump. Nice.
Nice.
Really good.
So clean, so clean.
So that skipped a huge portion of the level, and I actually skipped the reveal of the flood. So
Yeah.
be some weird enemies in the next section, and yeah, I don't know where they came from.
They seem to not like the Covenant.
No, dead bodies. Yeah, that was a really tricky trick. We're actually like halfway in the floor, so if we jump wrong at any point, we're just gonna get popped back out, and we'd have to do it all again. Camo Jumo incoming.
Yeah, hardest trick in the game right here, by the way.
Picking up a camouflage. 2 jumps across this gap.
Oh, and he's got it. Very nice.
Epic.
Huge, huge.
That's worth a clap right there.
Get some claps in chat.
I do joke, but I mean,
It's actually not-
unironically, it is a really hard jump.
Yeah, dude, I'd be feeling that on loop if I was playing right now, not gonna lie.
I'm going to do it again.
Oh yeah, you do the second one, yeah.
Yeah, second Jumo. Shout
Get
out
to
to
see,
Gino.
get to see it twice. How sick is that? Best trick in the game.
So now running through this maze-like structure, it's very easy to get lost in here.
Even if you're a speedrunner, you can get lost.
Don't call them out.
Sorry.
We're now progressing. You would usually trigger a bridge here and run across it. Tunguska's a madman. He likes to do Camo Juma ×2.
And he's got it again. What a mad lad. Yeah, so doing that, it's a bit slower, but it skips spawns, so it's way safer.
Yeah. You're good at jumping.
Yeah, he's clean.
And now we're actually going to exit the structure, usually in here for quite a long time in the casual playthrough, but speedrun skips a lot of that.
Yeah, so for the longest time, before I was around, people didn't know what the end trigger for this mission was. And at some point, people looked at the scripts, and there's a couple of requirements or
Methods of ending the level.
yeah, methods of ending the level. And for legendary, the one you want is to kill your allies. Have we heard that before? So there's going to be a couple of sentinels spawning in on the center structure that we're going to, and we want them. It's 2 of them. Want them to be destroyed as soon as possible. So that's what we're aiming for. But meanwhile, we're going to have a lot of flood around us.
Yeah,
And I'd like a plasma gun.
Yeah, Sentinel weak against plasma weapons, so really want one.
get one just yet. So yeah, there's a dude called 343 Guilty Spark who monitors this installation.
Thank you.
There's the plasma.
He has little flying robot buddies with lasers. They are around to control the flood. We have to kill them, despite them being our allies, as that will cause the level to end. So you see the plasma weapons really handy for this. And now we will just run and shoot flood and make sure we don't die. The level should end.
Pretty graphics here. Scenery.
Showing off the remastered graphics, which came out in 2011 to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of this game. Doing a grenade jump straight off the bat here on the exciting level of library.
Casually, people really hate the library. It's repetitive. There's a lot of tough encounters with flood, but as in the speedrun, it's honestly pretty chill level, except for some RNG stuff, which can be annoying.
Yeah.
So this flood spawn is determined from the start of the level. He's always the same. We're going to shoot off his hand so he doesn't shoot us, and we want him to follow us. So he's going to be trying to melee us, so he's going to chase us through here. And he's going to be a type of flood that we call revivers. Now when the revivers die, they get back up,
Pretty close.
assuming they don't take too much damage.
Yeah, so we'd like a checkpoint here. It looks like we're not going to get one.
Yeah.
We're going to stand in a specific spot here, and we're going to kill this flood reviver.
Let's improvise.
That's... Oh? Maybe, yeah. Yeah. Maybe?
Yes!
Okay.
Alright.
You're popping off, mate. You're popping off.
That's scary without a checkpoint.
Yeah, so we want to actually get him to melee us in a certain spot there, but he misbehaved. We didn't have a checkpoint. Great improvisation from Tunguska there. So yeah, when the reviver stands back up, if we're stood on his head, we get pushed out of the way, and that can push us out of bounds into the door, and we can just jump straight through it. Skip's waiting at the door, which is quite scary to be honest. There's a lot of enemies, and obviously saves a huge amount of time. That's going to be the main theme of this level, is what we call flood bumps, using revivers to bump us through doors.
Yeah, so we mentioned that flood is spawned, or is always the same, because they spawn at the start of the level. So normally, a flood being a reviver, so get back up after they die, is a RNG chance.
Yeah, 40% chance.
So if you do, so we're gonna do one more, or potentially two more, of those kinds of skips. On the rest of the level,
I feel like we played our luck on that first one. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
maybe. But on the rest ones, it's gonna be 40% chance. By the way.
Yeah.
Every time.
So yeah, we're gonna a lot of luck on this level, unfortunately. We did manage to cut some of the flood bumps out of the level, and we got some more reliable tricks instead. You'll be seeing about halfway through the level. But we will have to get some RNG.
I'd like a plasma pistol ammo, but I don't think I'm gonna get. I mean, regular pistol. Oh well. All right.
Hopping into the elevator, the first of 3.
Yes. 4 floors, 3 elevators. Perfect time for donations.
Amazing. We've got $50 from Code Alpha, who says, I love Halo speedruns, and this one has been awesome. Keep it up. And that's 50-50 to Through the Fire and the Flames on both Clone Hero and Stepmania. We've got $20 from Rowan, who says, we love you, Willie. We do. We love you, Willie. We love you. Which is definitely not how the song goes. But good luck to. I can't do it. I'm so. This is me for the night. Tunguska, good luck to you. And we've got $15 from Anonymous and a $30 donation from Le Tutor, who says, thank you a lot to ESA, big up to Halo and Half-Life and all the other runners. Thank you for your demonstrated skills. With love from France. Thank you for all donations.
I wonder what he's writing here.
Yeah, so we're at a section level where there's a door, and we have to wait for it to be opened by our buddy 343 Guilty Spark. He's a bit slow, but we just stand in this position and wait for it to open. Up here we prevent enemies from spawning, so we're just safe. We graffiti the walls with bullets. E58.
Flexing on us, wasting his ammo. He doesn't need it.
I kind of need one clip more, but it's fine. We can probably get some in the next area.
Carriers, the explosive flood that we see there, very scary. They blow up.
Shout out to Kronos, by the way. I see you, cheeky.
Yeah.
So we're taking a path here which allows us to skip some enemies.
Yeah, on the other side of the wall, there's a lot of enemies. We don't want to fight them, so we do some epic parkour.
Bungie often want you to go one way, but they don't really do much to stop you from going another.
Yeah, especially in like the first 3 games. You can go to a lot of places, especially Halo 2. Like, it's super open world.
Yeah.
We miss you, Bungie.
And thankfully, a lot of the believe all of the triggers on this level are on the elevator. So you have to take all the elevators to finish the level, but at least on the floors you can kind of do whatever you want.
Another door there that we're meant to wait at, but this one is actually half open. Grenade jump, and we can just pop through the hole. Despite Free Guilty Spark telling us to wait here, we are not. We're gonna progress.
Nice ammo. 93. Did you get
Jesus.
2 there? That was crazy.
Maybe?
I feel like that's not. Is that normal?
don't
feel
leak
like
it. Dude, don't leak.
Yeah.
So explosive carriers, when we shoot them, they explode. We want to make sure we're doing that from not within their radius, so we might die.
Yeah, this is a scary section. A lot of enemies, including Rocket Flood. We'll see how this goes. I'm feeling confident. Things are going so smoothly. What could go wrong?
Stop.
Some random spawns on the side here. Hopefully we don't get any shotgun or assault rifles.
1.
Oh,
2
we
assault
got
rifles.
both. Okay. Shotgun flood, lighting up a nade. Oh my god. Okay.
Some rocket flood down the other end of the corridor. There's like 20 million carriers. Run!
Oh. I'm sorry. That was my bad. My bad.
It's a tough encounter. Like, second floor is brutal. No pistol. Oh, there
One
we
pistol.
go.
Nice.
68 that time.
almost.
Yeah,
Almost,
checkpoints in this level aren't the best as well, so quite a large revert there, but we got a bit unlucky. This one's do better this time.
There's a different strat I can do, which is the safety strat. You kill a couple of things up here, go back into the hallway, get a checkpoint. But we're gonna do this instead. Shotgun guy, stop it.
One more. Hopefully we'll get a bit luckier on this one. Yeah?
Look the same.
Oh.
Double
yeah.
assault rifle again. So if we're in this grenade, there's 2 rocket flood at the end of this corridor, both which can one-shot you. Rocket
Alright,
just
that
flew
should
over our
be
head.
Yeah, I
Got a
think we're
little
good.
scared. Just run and gun our way towards the next elevator. Shotgun flood everywhere.
I missed there. Luckily.
Yeah.
Shotgun guys and assault rifle guys are by far the highest DPS or scariest flood. Don't really need to worry about that much if they have other weapons, but those two, so much damage. Obviously not including rocket flood. Just one-shot you pretty much.
Yeah, they do. It's so scary. Riding the elevator again.
If we have any donations, you can go ahead again.
We certainly do. We've got a $100 donation.
Awesome.
Let's
Nice.
go. Thank
Yes,
you.
Clap, 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 clap.
Amazing.
And that's from I'm Your Zero. He says, amazing marathon so far. I'm loving the Halo run. Great job, everyone. That's going to the Step Mania through the Fire and the Flames. So just to update everyone on that, for our clone hero, we're on 765 out of 1,000. And for our Step Mania, we're on 300 out of 1,000 for that. We've also got a $10 donation from Bakan79. Says, Soric, can we get a splice check? Maybe 3 360s?
Oh, next elevator?
Next elevator, we're on it.
Yeah, next
we'll,
up.
we'll do a splice check, yeah. Just don't mess up your subpixel.
I'm glad you know what I'm talking about.
Don't worry about it, don't worry.
This hallway is infamous for chain reactions, so we want to be careful. Look at the floor if there's anything. Okay, we're fine.
You're brave.
Yeah, so we're coming up on the next flood bump here. Like I mentioned earlier, this is going to be completely RNG basically. What we will do instead though is we'll go right next to the trigger where the flood spawns, get a checkpoint, and if he's not a reviver, we'll just revert and try again. Because like I said, it's a RNG chance every time it spawns.
And this has got something extra special here.
Oh, first try, nice.
Rip.
I
Huge.
it's fine. Oh,
Okay.
maybe I shouldn't have done that. We're fine. Okay, nice.
We call
Let's
that
try.
we call that dark door. Killed a lot of runs. People just getting very unlucky chains of no revivers there. But we are lucky today. First try reviver, beautiful. Gonna go on the outside here, kill these enemies, and I'm gonna walk right on the edge of this structure, and that skips a trigger for a whole bunch of enemies here. This used to be one of the most scary parts of the entire level. So many enemies, so much assault rifle flood. But yeah, just walking on the very edge allows us to skip them all.
Yeah, no one tried it before, I guess.
Yeah, it took so many years to find, even though we've just walked.
I didn't even know it existed until like a year ago, until Cambit told me like, oh, you can totally skip that trigger, and he showed me the thing, and I was like, what?
Yeah, found totally by accident, I believe.
Right, we're coming up on a 90-second door, which means like you gotta wait 90 seconds there, but
Yeah, infamous. One of the many doors in this level that we have to wait. This one we would have to wait for 90 seconds before it opens. We're not going to be waiting. In the past we would do a flood bump here, but right now we're going to be doing a trick that we call light bump.
Yeah, so it's basically 2 teleports. We're going to be using the door closing here to get into, well, some out-of-bounds geometry. It's a bit wonky, so thankfully we can get a teleport, which should hopefully set us on top of the door we're on. So precise lineup,
come on. Nice.
throwing a nade there,
Nice.
so to delay a checkpoint. And getting in position for the second teleport, we're in
Are we getting
a
the
ceiling
checkpoint?
light right now. Fine, we have the checkpoints. We can try this as many times as we want.
That's why I have the DPI switcher.
Yeah.
There we go.
Some of these,
Huge, nice.
very nice. Some of these teleports are extremely precise, by the way. we're actually, yeah. The angle is just so specific. Tunguska is turning down his DPI on his mouse just so he can get the perfect angle.
Most runners play on 400. I came down from 1600 to 800 DPI.
And then 400 for the teleport lineups.
Exactly.
Very, very precise.
All right, final floor coming up. There's another area where you have to wait, and we're gonna try another flood bump. It's also 40% chance, but I don't know. We all kind of agree that it's more random. I don't know. It's just the last one. You're on a good run. You want to get the last bump. You don't get it, and you just turn sour. But maybe we're gonna get lucky.
Yeah, so this door, thankfully, isn't 90 seconds, so don't worry too much if we don't get this. We do still want to have a go. May jump through this doorway.
You're usually not really expecting to get this one. But if you do, it's some nice time save.
It's just been going so well.
Don't want
Looking for a human flood rather than an elite flood. We have one, but he's not a reviver. He tanked more than 2 shots. He had 2 pistol shots, we'd know he was a reviver.
He did do the dark bump you do with an elite, but the positioning is just extremely precise with elites. It's not really worth going for in other places. But with Dark Door, the flood's always.
We do have an attempt here.
Nope.
Oh, unlucky.
Yeah.
The door's gonna open in a second anyway.
See, I told you.
Yeah,
it's more random.
Yeah, we can tell if it's a reviver if it dies in 2 pistol bullets and drops a grenade. So they have bit.
Stop eating me.
They have a bit less health to compensate for the fact that they get up after they die. So
I'm actually gonna get this health
yeah,
back.
I was gonna say a bit low on health here.
Popcorn was nibbling at the knees.
Extremely scary.
It's the end of the level. We're gonna skip a ton of enemies here with one well-timed grenade jump. Not the easiest one at all, to be honest, but hopefully we can get it.
Yeah, it's similar to a door we saw previously that opens kind of halfway, and you can nade jump through it before it opens fully.
Have to be nice and quick, and cannot stress enough, this skips a huge amount of enemies in a very dangerous section.
I don't want to turn around.
Yeah.
Scary.
I want you to turn around.
Yeah. Yeah, there they are. Yeah, thankfully they don't spawn immediately. We have a bit of time to get away from them before they spawn.
You want to get that nade jump nice and quick, otherwise they will tear us to shreds. Another unskippable cutscene here. I think the longest of the set.
Yeah, it's like 63 seconds. It's pretty long. I guess we have time to explain the next mission, 2 Betrayals.
Yeah, so this is the level we mentioned earlier. It's the Banshee level where we flew through. It's that level backwards, essentially. But we're not going to be able to just go to the end on this one. We're going to have to do a lot more complicated things.
But we are going to be flying. We are going to be avoiding a lot of enemies.
That is true. We are going to be flying.
Spoiler alert. Bungie are a bit troll the next level. Off the spawn, they spawn us with terrible weapons and right in range of 4 sentinels. On legendary, they will melt you. I just don't know what they were thinking. Terrible development.
I mean,
but
they did it again on Gravemind.
Yeah, they like to troll us, don't they? But thankfully, we're aware of this when we're speedrunning, so we'll take them out nice and quick. Plasma pistol overcharges actually kill sentinels in 1 hit, even on legendary.
Yeah, so 4 sentinels, and then we get to the door, and then there's another hallway. This is actually a fairly scary combat section here. We're going to be killing the enemies, delaying it slightly bit here, just to get the sentinels in common and fighting each other. And then we're going to be killing them in kind of a specific order, because if enough Covenant die, I believe it spawns a reinforcement wave.
Yeah.
So we don't want all of them to die. We just want to kill the elite, which makes the grunts run away, so they don't shoot us.
Yeah, we targeted the sentinels early so they didn't kill too many of the Covenant for us. Just one of many places throughout the campaign where...
Deload. If you press this button twice, the door opens, but the enemies don't spawn. I think that was too fast. Oh, it's good.
Second press has to be after a specific amount of time. So there's a few enemies out here, but way, way less than what we'd expect. Just these 4 guys. Taking them all out nice and quick. Now this should be a a ton of enemies on this section, but they're not here because of the extra button press at the door.
So now that does skip a trigger, and we do actually need to hit that trigger, so we're gonna have to come back. But we're gonna get the Banshee first, so we can just fly past all the enemies that would normally be here.
Yeah, run our way down to the Banshee, and then we'll fly back up to the door, hit the button for a third time. That completes the trigger that's required, and you'll see all the enemies that we've skipped in a second. Banshee's going to be very important to us as well later in the level.
I threw some grenades there to try and flip the Banshee towards me, but my lineup was off, so none of the grenades hit. Alright, so now the mission is progressing normally again. You might actually see the enemies spawn in. And now we're gonna go to the first generator room.
Terrifying.
Yeah, so flying low to the ground there again to hit triggers.
Yeah, so we're trying to destroy the index by blowing up multiple pulse generators. This is the first of 3, I believe.
Yep.
Take the Banshee inside a little bit, and we'll walk over to the generator. We'll drain our shields and use the shields to explode the generator.
Yeah, and we actually already started setting up the trick of the mission called Boo, Banshee out of level. So this hallway is in between two BSPs, two loaded areas of the level. So when we go in between this hallway, it'll load and unload the canyon collision and the generator area collision. So the goal is to set up 2 Banshees. We're going to use this first one to fling out of bounds, and we're using that same thing I mentioned earlier on Attack on the Control Room, where it flips us out of the Banshee in a precise way, gets us out of bounds, and now we hit that load the generator collision, and then go back out to the generator.
So
the collision is completely unloaded here.
Yeah.
We use the Banshee that we set up. And so now we're in an unloaded part of the map, but the important thing is the triggers are still here. So we're going to be able to hit all the triggers that are necessary to progress.
There's no collision.
Yeah,
collision
and we can just
only
fly
loaded
through.
for the generator.
Nothing to worry about. So Tunguska just has all these triggers memorized, and they're also on 1 second cycles, so we can't just fly through where they are. You have to make sure you sit in them for a while to just make sure you hit them.
I'm gonna wait here for a second for the music to stop, because that's an indicator that you hit the first true. Yeah, okay, we're good. You can tell, like, once the snares come in, that the cycle's over,
So
you can go on.
this is like probably the most important use of anniversary graphics in the entire run. Well, it is the most important use.
Yeah, if you go in classic graphics here, you see nothing.
So literally,
Like this?
void
Yeah, oh,
space.
yeah, like that.
That's your screen. And we've known this trick was to be possible for a long time. I think someone did actually do it, but it was never viable for the actual IL or for speedruns until we got access to the anniversary graphics, in which we can actually see where we're going and know where the triggers are. So yeah, as we said, we're just flying through, stopping in all the triggers.
And we're getting no confirmation whatsoever that we hit them until we get to a room where you're gonna see a spark, hopefully, and that's the indicator that you hit them.
Yeah.
And I'm
There's-
pretty confident up until this point.
There's a few key places where you get to know, but this is the longest sections where you just have to trust that you hit them, and we'll see in 20 seconds if we've done so.
We haven't, and we have to go back and hit them all again
Yeah.
from the very start, because if not, we don't know which ones. Well, we have no idea which ones we skipped. So
And
there we
there's
go.
that explosion.
That little
We hit
poof.
them.
All right.
So
I
then-
loaded it poorly, so I'm just gonna go into the canyon and then fly up.
Gotcha. Yeah, so the next step of this trick is we hit all the triggers we can hit in this area pretty much. And while we're over here, we're gonna load the collision of the canyon in. So get out of the Banshee, hit a load there, get back in. That's kind of scary.
Super scary.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
because we have no checkpoints here whatsoever. I mean, we're not going through any triggers that give us checkpoints here. So basically, the entire level we're gonna be without one.
and if
so-
we fail to get back in the Banshee, we obviously just fall to our deaths. And
Yeah.
we lose massive time. So each point there, we're getting in and out of the Banshee to hit loads. Very, very scary.
So more triggers here. Going to the next section of the level here, basically. Just progressing.
There's one more confirmation up
Yeah.
ahead where Cortana starts stalking, and that means you hit everything from the elevator down. Thank
And
you,
that's it.
Cortana.
Hello, Katana.
And then this is most of the trick done. There's just one more scary part, I guess.
One more of those weird loads where you get in and out of the Banshee. and after that, it's not so scary. You get checkpoints because you're going back in bounds at some point.
Yeah. Hitting the triggers themselves, it can, if you miss them, it can lose you a lot of time, but you can just retry them. The loads themselves, if you fail it, you die. So.
All right, so this is the second generator. The
Right.
first one we hit inbounds, and now we can do this.
Yes. I always thought it was interesting that you can just hit this generator like without anything loaded. Like it's just a regular trigger. It's not like a thing in the map, I guess. But yeah, it just works. So we don't. We're actually in the early round of this. We actually went in there inbounds, but
Oh yeah, you went through that door, right?
yeah, you would get back in the level early to do that section inbounds. But it's actually better just to do it this way.
All right,
And
last one.
safer.
Last one.
Nice.
Let's
Hey.
go.
Yeah, that's pretty much the trick done. So now we have
Canyon's
to.
loaded.
He was flying through the unloaded canyon, but now it's loaded, so we don't want to go back in the
Through
map.
it. You have to
Quite
go
yet.
underneath it.
Exactly.
Probably underneath the canyon right now.
So I gotta go to that trigger and then fly down a tunnel, which is gonna take a while. So if you have a donation or two, go ahead.
I certainly do. We've got $10 from T'Chaka, who says, impressive healer run by Tunguska, and
Nice.
fun commentating. Then I want to hope Mitako's feeling better. Mr. Fun runs the CSA. Thank you very much for that. That's me, if people don't know. P.S. My wife really wanted me to write this because she heard, and I quote, "Some Scots can't say purple burglar alarm." I would also like it to be known that I'm not Scottish, so if you'd like it to be said by a Scottish person,
Yev.
I mean, if there's anyone in present, we can do that.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you
Yeah.
want our
We'll do it after the run, maybe.
For the low cost of $100, you can have a true Scotsman.
Yeah, seems good.
It's a good cause.
We're doing a trick right here, getting the Banshee through door. There's a door there which is supposed to prevent us from taking vehicles into the next section level. We wiggle the Banshee through though, we don't care. The gap's big enough for a person, it's big enough for a Banshee.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Took that a bit risky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're on a good run.
we get
We
to
can
see
take
the
some
Banshee
risks.
through door
Yeah.
again.
So we get to see this trick again.
Too deep.
Yeah, gonna have to reset this up. Just looking in some precise places to like partially flip the Banshee in, get the wing stuck, wiggle through, and
Game.
we don't get stuck.
Game.
Was
Oh.
Oh, come on.
come on, buddy.
There we go.
Got a little stuck, but we made it in the end.
Nice. So this time we're gonna
No.
hit. No. Okay.
No, I'm not
Okay.
gonna.
Yeah. We're doing it
Okay.
safe way this time. So hitting the first trigger on that bridge spawns a few enemies, but nothing with guns. So we're in a Banshee; they can't do anything. And the second one spawns all the scary enemies. So we'll hit that one after.
And the reason we come back in bounds here is because one of the final triggers for the level to end is requires us to kill 5 flood. These wouldn't be here if we were out of bounds, so I'll come back in bounds.
Yeah, this is actually the only reason we can't just do the whole level out of bounds.
There'll be 5 flood spawning on our right in a second. We're not supposed to be in a vehicle, so there's a slight pause before we get to see them, and then we will spawn kill them.
It doesn't
Oh,
necessarily have to be these 5. It's just 5 in this area.
That grenade timing was perfect.
Now we're gonna try and not get hit by the Banshee that's following us.
The enemy banshees are scary. I'm gonna fly through this canyon. At the end of this canyon is banshees that we're supposed to get into, and then fly up to the final generator. Bungie didn't allow us to just fly up to the final generator. There's one trigger we have to hit here. We've hit it, turn around, and now we're on our way to the end of the level.
Yeah, so this level used to be like extremely combat heavy, and
Yeah.
now you basically don't kill anything except for the first hallway.
Yeah.
So it changed a ton.
Yeah, it went from like, I think when I started running this game, I got like 21-minute
Yeah.
2 betrayals, And this is gonna be like, I don't know, 11-minute.
What's the world record now for this level? It's fast.
It's fast.
It's around 7 minutes or something. Be around 12.
So kind of
Oh no, that's the next bit.
interesting skip
Yeah.
coming up here. He's gonna be trying to skip the cutscene at a specific time. So he's holding his mouse up in the air now, by the way, and he's got to skip the cutscene. This should work. He's holding his mouse up in the air so he doesn't accidentally look around, because he needs to do the exact same movement every time. And skipping the cutscene on that frame or on that specific time interval sets the seed, so it should guarantee this flood is a reviver, assuming he did the same movement, which he should have.
Yeah, so we found a point where we can just hold W from the cutscene and we will have a reviver. But now we're going to flood bump back with the start of the level, which is also the end of the level.
Yeah, this mission is horseshoe shaped. You're supposed to drop, you spawn next to the end objective, but it's locked. Got to go outside into a swamp, find a way back up the ship. But we're not going to do that. We are already here.
You see these enemies here? They're currently killable, but they can't kill us, so you want to make sure we kill them.
That
Does the
little bit
nade
scary.
despawn once
No.
the cutscene starts?
It exploded.
okay.
So we found Captain Keys yet again. He's a sucker for getting captured. This time he's been captured by the flood.
Oh no, there's a flood.
Let's hope the flood doesn't kill us in the cutscene.
Yeah. So if he does, as long as he kills this version of Chief, it's fine. As long as he doesn't kill the hidden away Chief under the ramp.
Yeah, so there's 2 chiefs. If we die twice in this cutscene, we will be dead and we will have a large revert. Can die once. I don't know what is happening right now.
I
They're
don't
just
know.
beating you up.
Yeah. You gonna go for the checkpoint here after?
Oh, what do you mean, like kill him?
Yeah, kill him.
Ah, yeah.
Get safe. Yeah.
Okay. Thank
There's
you.
the checkpoint.
Nice.
So now we're on the way to the end of the level, believe it or not, already. That cutscene wasn't skippable, by the way, and it's actually a large percentage of this entire level. One well-placed nade there both distracts and kills enough enemies for us to just run straight through. Flood and Covenant fighting each
Where
other.
are
it's
they?
fine.
Yeah, they're never that idle.
Yeah.
They're asleep, and that is the level done. A couple of drops downs here. You're meant to pass through the corridors and work your way down.
Yeah, that's all of it. So just the trigger for ending the level here is getting in this Banshee. It'll start a timer, and then after a certain amount of time, the level's gonna end.
It's a funky Banshee though, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like a beta or like a incomplete like version of the Banshee. It's not the same one. It flies all weird, like it turns different, it flies faster, and it goes through walls. So
Yeah.
gonna be messing around here, flying to the cutscene trigger at the start of the mission, and it kind of just overlaps.
2 cutscenes.
Yeah.
And this is where we were supposed to be. We were meant to come outside and fight in this pretty green goo, and then work our way back into the ship. But
Yeah, and the level just ends on a timer, so we can just mess around a bit.
here we are coming into the final level, which is the Maw. The Maw has one of the biggest teleports and a large out of bounds section. Very tricky. Going shortly soon. First we gotta fight our way through the flood and some sentinels here on the. We're back actually on the Pillar of Autumn, the ship from the first level.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the Sentinels did a lot of damage there.
1
Yeah.
red health.
So using a exploding door here, it'll push us out of bounds. And some really tricky platforming here. Have to hit a few loads as we go along, load some collision, otherwise we'll just fall through. But yeah, jumping on light fixtures here,
Ooh, boy. Okay, we're fine.
shooting here a bit to delay a checkpoint, because he's gonna line up a teleport here to skip a large part of the platforming.
It's an incredibly precise lineup followed by some tick perfect inputs.
Little
That's
bit
not
the
quite.
teleport.
too far to the left.
Yeah.
It's really precise. I'm gonna lean in. Let's try it one more time. There we go.
Nice. That skips a huge section of the game.
So
Little bit out of
one more
bounds
load
platforming.
here, and then we'll go back inbounds. Slash jump is pretty tricky.
Nice.
I can just barely make that. Getting some overshield here, so we can do a nade boost or nade and rocket boost potentially.
Hopefully. I'm
Yeah.
probably gonna do the two-parter since I'm one red.
Yeah,
Yeah,
smart.
So we're on our way to blow up the ship by the engine room.
Yeah, just going around in this hallway, you could go straight through, but it's more of an IL thing. You wouldn't do that in the full game usually.
Safer to just path around and avoid the hunters. We're gonna head
They
into.
got a lot of overshield left.
Yeah, it's nice. Heading into the armory where there's
gonna try it
rocket
once.
launchers.
Yeah, I think you can do it with this
I
amount.
got a checkpoint.
Yeah.
Rocket launcher 10 shots.
All
That'll
right.
be coming in handy in a minute.
Reactor room. There's 4 cores you have to blow up, and once you hit, I think this trigger, the cycle starts, and it's like you just got to be fast if you want to clear them all in one go. So we're gonna try and do that.
Not quite.
Not quite. I'll try it one more time with a delayed rocket shot. Fine. Oh,
Unfortunate.
Barely.
Okay, we're gonna go for the two-parter.
Yeah, so us being 1 red health made it trickier than it needed to be. There's a safer strat here where jumping up and grabbing the health back.
Yeah, so
Single rocket jump.
the kind of bad thing about this strat is the cycles are now messed up, or they're not perfectly synced up, so we're gonna have to wait a bit extra to
Be able to kill all the reactors quickly.
kill all the engines.
The longer you are in this room, the more enemies are gonna come towards you. So it can be quite scary being here too long.
Yeah.
Open, please.
Nice.
Up. So we have to wait for the reactor doors to open there and fire a rocket in, which will blow them up in 1 on
How did he
legendary.
not die to that shot?
Yeah, if they're too close, sometimes they're behind where the bullets come out. I think
Oh,
something
really?
like that.
That's 3 out of 4. We hope. Sometimes they do look like they've blown up and they actually haven't.
Right here, yeah.
Another frag, 2 frags on ledge.
Nice.
That's all 4 reactors blown up. We now have to escape the Pillar of Autumn. Gonna take an elevator up a very long way. Elevator will have some enemies on it.
We're gonna surprise them.
By just sprinting in, we can actually get under the elevator, clip through,
Yeah, invisible floor, and yeah.
blow them all up. Black elites
Quick
and black
clear.
grunts, really strong.
And we're coming up on the Warthog run now. Basically, end of the game here. Big Warthog driving section, and yeah.
So the Warthog ride is about 4 minutes long. Halfway through, there's an Easter egg that I'd like to show off, if that's okay. I'm pretty underestimate, so I can totally do that.
Yeah,
You can,
this
you
pace
can.
is still like insane, by the way. Like it's really good.
What's your PB?
I'd finish around. Wait, this is RTA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm on 119 pace. So this is gonna be like 120.
Okay.
But my PB is a 116.
Okay. We can do the Easter egg then.
Yeah. So yeah, this first section, up until we get to the Easter egg, donations, announcements, sponsors, go ahead.
Awesome, let's go. Right, we've got $50 from Jan Magnus Vistalodvian, who says, thank you for doing what you do. We've got $7.37 from Wrestling, who says, hello hype.
Beep.
And we've got $5 from Anonymous, who says, great run. And it has been an absolutely stellar, outstanding run. So that last one going towards Through the Fire and the Flame. So again, a reminder, the 2 incentives we've got open at the minute for our Rhythm Games tomorrow. Through the Fire and the Flames on Clone Hero and Step Mania. Rhythm Games, $250 to make Clone Hero. Once that gets met, I will personally open another incentive. I'm just going to eke out things as the day goes on. So, you want to see more stuff coming up. It's just $250. That's nothing. It's practically nothing.
We're almost there.
No, actually, it's not nothing. Do you know what it is? It's 2.5 PlayStation 5s that you could win if you donated $100 to the event. Or more than 2.5 Steam Decks, because that's $75. Or $50 for the Nintendo Switches. Or $50 for a RetroTink 5X. So if you like retro gaming, there's great options for you to be able to contribute towards stuff. So those are cumulative. So like once you reach that threshold, you could do like $10 donations, and that's going to put you in for a whole bunch of prizes. You can check out prizes.esamarathon.com. So keep the donations coming, keep allocating them towards incentives. We have more behind the scenes that I desperately want to tell you about soon. And let's just crack on.
All right.
Let's try in the hot Warthog. Doing some S-shaped driving here. It's the most,
Slaloming.
yeah, it's the most optimal route. We're trying to escape the ship. The Warthog is nice and quick.
Yeah. Hammer's gonna come save us here. Echo 490.
Uh-huh. We're gonna wait for her, because she's gonna save us.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Totally.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
oh.
Okay. That's so rare.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh.
Come on. Come on. Get back up.
Oh my.
We actually are waiting. This was totally intentional. We just want to wait. Oh no.
Oh, you hadn't hit the trigger. Okay.
Yeah. She's gonna save us.
Yeah.
No, never mind.
Okay.
She's definitely on fire.
She's not saving anyone. Coming up on the Easter egg here.
So, I don't know about the one in Halo 2, but in Halo 1 and 3, there are some grunts hidden at the end of the game. So in Halo 3, it's also on a Warthog run, and it talks to you. It tells you something about how about Master Chief was how he was born. And this one tells you something else. It's quite quiet, so if audio could turn up the game a bit for the stream.
Good thing that food nipple's waiting for me at the starship. Cause man, if I worked up a big crunchy thirst.
That's the thirsty grunts.
Oh my god, that's
Brutal.
I'm sorry.
a nade and a rocket, man.
Oh, and we're coming up on a.
His buddies might get revenge on us here.
Oh my god. We're coming up on a very important thing here, so we'd like to put something in chat here. Kevin Turtle, 360 swag. Let's see it in chat.
See some 360 swags.
Yeah.
So there's a
Old
trick here. There is a chance if we drive straight out of this that we flip our hog and potentially die. So instead we do a nice old spinneroo.
Oh, there. Oh, perfect.
Clean.
So good.
Kevin Turtle.
All right, this is the last section. Shoutouts to the Halo Runs community. You guys are awesome. If you're interested in Halo speedrunning, go to the website haloruns.com. There's a link to the Discord. You can find anything. There's a bunch of strats for all the games. Cool people as well. Shoutouts to my friends and family back home watching. Thank you for donating and supporting. And to Sorix and Dubso, obviously, sitting next to me. Thank you so much for pressing the button. Awesome.
Let's Halo Combat Evolved.
Super safe.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome run. Really awesome run.
All right, so that's
thanks
Halo
for having
Combat
us.
Evolved. Thanks for having us, yeah.
Amazing, thank you so much indeed for that run. So just to round this off, we've got one last $10 donation from Galg Jr. says, nice run, Tunguska. Wow, Sarix is alive and Dubso got us kebab. It seems like it was a good time for all. So, I mean, on the basis that we've got these 9 minutes, are we going to commit to this Scottish
Oh,
burglar?
Yeah.
Come on, Fear, yeah. Come on,
Come on,
Fear,
Yev.
Go on.
What was the phrase again?
I would do the accent.
Say it,
but
dude, say
it's
it.
unfair.
Purple burglar alarm?
Clean.
That was pretty clean.
That was clean.
If you at home have any more requests for things you'd like people to say on stream, you can donate. So let's carry on with the marathon, my dude. So that was Halo Combat Evolved. Next up, we've got Tom Clancy, Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory, and that's going to be run by Distro TV. Don't go anywhere.